All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash, the belongings to the elders and apostles of great and stone. Shalom to the elect which in this world in truth and in sincerity. With hope of receiving mercy for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures, I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the charagma written about in Revelation 13 verse 16 on down, which is the MOTB. The miracle jug is the precursor to the charagma. Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So I want to jump straight into this lesson dealing with the perilous times to come. So this is 2 Israel 15 verse 1. It said, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And the Lord had declared this from in Ezekiel 3 verse 1. So I was supposed to eat this roll and go and speak unto the house of Israel. It's also written in Isaiah 58 verse 1. So I was supposed to cry aloud, spare not, lift up our voice like a trumpet, and show the Lord's people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. And that's what's being done now, because Israel have been discontinued from their inheritance. They don't know who their power is. They don't know the name of their Savior. They don't know even the nation where they're from, as it is written in Isaiah, The ox knoweth his owner, But Israel do not know who they are, And that's why the Lord raised up pastors according to his heart in these last days to feed us with knowledge and understanding, Because without the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to be bugged out in the times to come, So jumping down to verse 14, it says, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And that woe represent what? Destruction, weeping, lamentation. When I read verse 5, it says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will send plagues. I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So the Lord said, I go bring plagues upon the world. These plagues are already sent, as it is written in verse 2 Israel 16 verse 14. It said, Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. And these plagues are sent, And if you're watching, you're seeing what the Lord is doing in the earth in these last days. All these prophecies are coming to pass. When the disciples went unto Yahweh Shai on the Mount of Olives, them asked him signs what will take place before his coming. And him list out various things, And just look upon the state of the earth right now and tell you that we are not in these times. And refer to these times as the beginning of sorrows. And what the beginning of sorrows entail, It's just depict the times, Great death, great famine, great mourning, the beginning of evils. These are the times that's coming upon the earth, That's why we are out here before your eyes continually, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, blowing that trumpet. As is written in Ezekiel, said the watchman said the sword come upon the land and blow the trumpet, and the people and take one, them blood are going to be upon their head. That's why we out there continually, with hope that receive mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Jumping back to verse 15, verse 5, it said, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, a sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their earthful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And what the souls of the just are complaining about, the abomination that be done in the midst of the earth, that's what the souls of the just are complaining about. That's why it is written in Ezekiel. Let me get to that before we run this clip, because I have a clip to show you, This is Ezekiel 9 verse 4. It read, And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. And that mark represents Tawa, which means exemption from judgment, yo, because we are crying out against the wickedness and the unjust dealings being done in the earth, yo, crying out for a righteous kingdom being set up in these last days. But you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are not aware of what's going on, yo. In a time when the Lord are going to send plagues upon the earth, when I think about this so-called festive season and the party we're not going to party and the things them we're not going to buy, not thinking about the coming inflation, yo. You see me? The lack of bread to come. But everybody is comfortable in their own little world, not knowing the times they're in, yo. So let's jump to this clip. Salakia.
You better get to the, if you have time to this weekend, you better get to the store and get the goods that you feel that your family needs. Your entire world will change in the blink of an eye. You will go to sleep not worrying about who and not worrying about what you might encounter the next day, and then when you wake up, your kids will be scared to go to school. The other parents and neighbors will be on edge and despair. It might sound like the beginning of the next Purge movie, but it is not.
It's worse. And just as how him say, when I go to bed and wake up back the next day, and the world wanna go to sleep with is a total different world, and I wake up to, yo. Meaning the activities that transpire, yo, are totally change, yo. I wanna go back about on normal transactions and doing business is gonna be totally changed. And these are the things that we're declaring, yo. Is it? So this is, let's look at 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 1. It reads, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travaileth upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief in the night. As a thief, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." And this is why a lot of people are get caught unaware. Because even when the Lord sent forth his servants to bid them to the marriage, the scripture said they made light of it, yo. One to his farm and one to his merchandise. So they regard worldly things than what we are declaring through the Spirit, yo, to repent and turn to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Great perils are about to take place upon the world, yo, in which you have never seen before your eyes. Let me make our Lord declare this even better for you, so you can understand what's coming, yo. Well, this is Matthew 24 verse 21. It reads, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, no, nor ever shall be." This is the tribulation. These are the perilous times we are telling you to come, yo. Mass death is coming, yo. So going back to this clip.
Is your future. You don't think it is? You are just like the people in Ukraine who didn't think that over the course of 90 days of blood and fighting, there would be missiles flying over their heads, pushing towards positions in the country that would knock out their lights for the next 2 weeks. This is your future, folks. and you have to get ready right now. So if you are in a position that you can get to the store and get a little bit of extra canned food, you can get to the gun store and get a couple of extra boxes of ammunition. If you can get to somewhere to get some hunting or some fishing goods, please do it. Get out there and get what you need. Pacifists, no more. This is a significant step toward our entire world being at war, warns one military strategist that works with the Chinese government. News broke yesterday that the Japanese military was...
So, what was his advice just for a while? Stock up on food and ammunitions. Why is supposed to stock up on ammunitions? Why is supposed to stock up on food? What's going on around the world? That's why you have to do these things, yo. The time that's declared in the scriptures, yo, the third woe is playing out, isn't it? But it's gonna get more intensified, yo, because World War III, due to people, don't call it World War III. World War III is being fought in various ways, yo. Mainly cyber right now, isn't it? And proxy. But it's a step towards the third woe, yo. And there's a reason why Master is supposed to gather these things. As it is written in 2nd Ezra, so let me get to that. This is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 15. It says, start back at 14. So woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition amongst men. And what is sedition? Yo? Uprising against the authority. So people are going to stop what? Trust the leaders, because them say the leaders are not for them, yo. But in the time when you stop trust the leaders, it's going to be too late. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. They shall not regard their leaders, yo, them prime ministers, them presidents, them governors, governor general. All these people in leadership position shall not be regarded in times to come. The scripture says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. So you have enough people that want to flee from different bad areas. But what? You have to have state of emergency being declared, martial law. So you have blockades in various parts of the world. You have quarantine centers, concentration camps. The mere fact that people cannot visualize this, that's why a lot of people are comfortable on their leads, yo. With them unfold, slumbering, not knowing what's coming, yo. Verse 18, for because of their pride the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. As it is written in 2nd Ezra 8 verse 6, it says, many great miseries shall be done unto them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And just check out check out people upon the earth now, yo. Timothy tell you the description of the characteristics of people in the last days. And one of the first thing him say in, I want to say 2 Timothy 3 verse 1, he said, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, because man shall become what? Lovers of themselves. Matter of fact, I'm going to come back to this precept. I've been quoting that. Let's go for it. This is 2 Timothy 3 verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. When you look up that word perilous, you go back to the Greek word kalepos, which means hard to bear, troublesome, as in the time of Jacob, trouble, dangerous, savage, fierce. That's a time of lawlessness, yo. Lawlessness. People now regard their prince nor kings, yo. Their leaders. And this is going to be the mindset people are going to be in those times. As it is written, say, in Matthew 24, verse I want to say around 12. that because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And these are the times that we're in. Just look at any accident or any severe thing that take place upon the earth. The first thing people do, I take out them phone for video for show it up on them social media platforms. People have no compassion on each other anymore, yo. That's the mentality and the state of people right now. So let's read verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. That's why them have these social media platforms, isn't it? To be boasters, yo. Proud. Isn't it? Taking the one bag of selfie, taking the picture of the food them eat. Isn't it? Brag about the lifestyle where them live. That's the mindset of people right now. That's the mentality of majority of the earth's population, yo. What? Slovakia? That's the mindset of the earth's population. I don't know what happened this point. So it says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Just look on people when I read this now and tell me that this now describe the inhabitants of the earth right now. Without natural affections, trust breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, perilous times, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. And this is what we're doing, yo. We're turning away from those that are in the congregation of the dead. As it is written in Wisdom of Solomon, Proverbs 9. Tell us, yo, we are turning from the foolish, yo. Let me just get that. Just to make it edifying. Alright, this is Proverbs 9. I'm going to start at verse 4. Whoso is simple, and this is talking about wisdom, yo. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she said to him, come, eat of my bread, and drink of my wine, which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish. And this is what we're doing now, yo. We are forsake the foolish, yo. People believe in this world and the philosophies thereof. And live and go in the way of understanding. And this is what's being done now, yo. The servant of the Lord are going to the way of understanding. That's why they're out there on the highways and byways declaring unto Israel the judgment of their power, yo. But people don't regard these things. So jumping back to 2nd Ezra 15. I was at roughly 18. I'm going to read back 18 once more. The scripture says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation, yo. And this tribulation that's coming, yo, I've never been upon the earth, as I just read in Matthew 24 verse 21, yo. And look how much chaotic thing will transpire upon the earth, from the flood to our captivity in Egypt, you see me, to the northern kingdom being brought away in the Assyrian captivity, then the southern kingdom being brought away in the Babylonian captivity, then you have we under the Medes and Persian rulership, then go through in great sufferation to the Greek rulership, then great sufferation through the Roman persecution, then we went through slavery, you see me? Then you have all these wars that lead up to World War I, because you have a lot more wars leading up to World War I, World War II, World War III, yo. So you have a lot of chaotic things transpire upon the earth, yo. Even in the time of the Cold Wars. And the Lord said, none of these are not going to be compared to what He's about to bring upon the earth, yo. And you so-called niggers, Hispanics, and Native Americans are not afraid. This is written in Amos 3 verse 6, yo. Because we are sounding the trumpet, yo. We are making the will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai be known in the earth. This is 2 Ezra 3 verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? That's the question, yo. Fear not Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay. Keep that same energy, yo. Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh and not done it? Who's bringing these evils, yo? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. The lion had roar, who will not fear? The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai had spoken, who can but prophesy? And that's what we are doing, yo. We hear the voice of the Lord and we are prophesying, yo. Letting Israel know the time it is. So hope this is a defined with that. I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakah Kodash. Shalom.